Hey guys, what's up? Plastic Guy here, coming back with another figure review, where today we're taking a look at this Marvel Legends Scorpion figure. I've really been wanting this Scorpion figure for some time now. I've really been wanting to add to my Spider-Man villains, build the Sinister 6, and yeah, the Scorpion always looked really good to me. But the prices just kind of shot up on eBay and they kind of remained pretty high. I thought they'd come down when the new retro carded Scorpion came out, and I did think about getting the new retro carded Scorpion, but pre-orders went really fast on the website I normally get my figures from, and I also just wasn't too sure on the colours. I kept my eye out for this Scorpion because I do prefer these colours overall. And yeah, as I mentioned, the price just kind of stayed up there. However, this one went up for auction on eBay and I finally won him. He's just arrived and I wanted to take a closer look at him here on the channel. So let me know down in the comment section below, guys, what Scorpion figure you prefer, this one or the newer animated series retro carded one. While you're down there, if you could do me a massive favour, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, and let's take a closer look at this Scorpion. So let's do what we always do and take a closer look at the box first. This was part of the Molten Man wave. We get a Spider-Man logo up here, Marvel Legends series, the figure, Spider-Man, Marvel Scorpion. We then get a picture of Scorpion, and can you spot the difference here? Yeah, I think the picture of Scorpion, they've used this cool image with just a completely different mask to what's here on the figure. And I'm going to get more into that in a wee minute. Same image on this side, same image on the back. If you want to read the write-up on the back of the box, hit the pause button now. And here are the other figures in the wave, and this is a really great wave looking back. I really wish I picked up most of these. I do have Spider-Man, wish I got Mysterio, don't really care for Night Monkey here. Hydro Man, I really wanted this figure. I kept thinking it would go down in price. I held out, and no, it never really went down, and now he's pretty expensive. This is one of my biggest wants though. I really want this Hydro Man figure. I just think he looks fantastic. Not too bothered about this mental Spidey here. Really wish I got Spider Woman. I've hardly ever seen any of these on eBay, and finally I've got Scorpion. So yeah, really strong wave looking back. Wish I grabbed a couple more of those. And then we get the figure itself, and let's start with the head sculpt. This is my biggest gripe with this piece, and I think it's everyone's biggest gripe with this figure. The mouth area, like, it just doesn't look right. As we saw on the picture in the box, it should be a lot more open, similar to how it is on the eyes. You know, you've got the shiny grey around, and then we can see his eyebrow, the eye, the kind of skin area around the eye. It should be like that with the mouth. We should be able to see his lips, you know, the area around the mouth, but we just see his white teeth, and it doesn't really look right. And that is something that I do think looks better on the newer retro carded figure. The mask just looks a lot better, and this one, it just looks odd. The reason I do prefer this Scorpion figure though is I'd much prefer this darker kind of shiny shade of green. The new animated series, I keep on calling it the animated series, it's just the retro carded Scorpion that I do believe is based on the animated series. It's a very kind of matte, limey green colour. It's not bad at all, but I definitely do prefer this deeper, darker, shiny green, and we see that all over this figure. I don't think there's really too much to this figure, but what there is great, apart from the mouth area. But yeah, the kind of lines going throughout the body, we see it all over the legs, the chest, and then we also get this kind of darker shiny silver, which I think looks really, really nice. It goes so well with the shinier green. I love it. I think it looks fantastic, and yeah, that's really the base of the figure here. We get this long stinger, and it's very similar to the tail that we got with the retro carded lizard. I think it looks really good. I like the stinger here at the end. You can bend it round, so I've just kind of got it bent to be in this position right now, and I do think that looks pretty good. I like how you can bend it around. I think the stinger looks really nice. Yeah, I really like this piece, and I think the retro carded Scorpion shares pretty much the exact same sculpt, same tail. I'm not 100%. If you have the new retro card, you can let me know any differences down in the comment section. I think the main differences are the colours and the kind of mask design. But yeah, I think this thing still holds up, and well, let's check it out. Let's compare this figure to some others. So first up we have this older Marvel Legends Scorpion next to this older Marvel Legends Green Goblin, and I wanted to compare these guys because, similar to what I'm saying with the Scorpion, the newer retro Green Goblin has a more matte, lighter green, whereas this older one has the more shiny, darker green, and both the Green Goblin and Scorpion are similar in those ways with the older and newer counterparts. Thought it was a good comparison, and I do think these guys look great next to one another. Here is Scorpion next to the new 2-pack Doc Ock that we looked at on the channel, and even though this one is a lot more matte, green's a bit lighter, we've got the bright yellow, I do think these guys look absolutely fine next to one another. I'll bring in, I was going to say the older, but I think this is the most up-to-date Vulture, and I do actually really like this figure. I love the head sculpt, I think that looks great. I believe we took a look at this figure on the channel as well. Yeah, I think the dark greens on these two work really well. I think they look good next to one another, and the reason I'm just bringing all these villains in is because, as I said, I really wanted to build my Sinister 6. I do have a good amount of Spidey villains now, and I do think they all work really well. Here is the newer I keep on saying animated series, the newer retro carded Lizard, and I think they all fit really nicely. They're all green, and even though this is a kind of older Scorpion, we've got the newer one. I think he looks fantastic. As I mentioned, I do personally prefer this darker, shinier green to the lighter matte lime green on the new Scorpion. So I think the personal preference part of it will come into play, you know, just with what Scorpion you're going to choose for your collection. But I'm happy with these villains right here. To put Scorpion next to Spidey, here is our Amazing Friends 3-pack Spider-Man on that AF15 body mold, and he looks really good. But I do think the Amazing Fantasy 15 Spidey matches up with him even better. Just the dark kind of, dark shiny grey silver on Scorpion next to the darker grey in Spidey's suit here. I think it works really well, and these two look great. So I'll try and run over all the articulation on this figure here. We've got the head on a ball joint, so we'll just pivot around, left, right, up and down. That looks about, oh, there we go. Yeah, you can get it moving really far up, and it's pretty stiff. About that far down, so great range of movement there in the head. He doesn't have butterfly joints. I don't think the new one has butterfly joints either. As I mentioned, I think it is the exact same mold. So you can get the arm moving about that far up, that far in, backwards, forwards, upper bicep swivel here, double jointed elbows. You can move the rest backwards and forwards, rotate it round. Articulated stinger, so that does bend. You can move that into whatever position suits you best. I did like it how I had it before, so I'll probably put it back in there, but I'm aware it's kind of getting in the way. Same articulation in this arm here. He's got this kind of upper ab articulation, so he will crunch forward. You can move it back a wee bit, but with the tail you're not going to be able to move it too far back. Moves around at the waist, get the leg kicking that far forward, that far back, upper thigh cut, double jointed knees. You can move them around at the calf, and you can get the foot moving backwards and forwards, and it will pivot around as well. And so there we have it for this older Marvel Legends Scorpion figure, and I really like it. I think he's a great addition to my Spidey villains, and as I mentioned, it is just going to come down to personal preference. You do have the newer retro carded Scorpion with completely different colours to this one right here, and I personally just prefer this kind of darker, shinier green. The mask is annoying. I do wish his mouth did, you know, look more kind of human rather than the mask just blending in till we get to the white teeth. It looks odd, but that is the worst part about this figure. I do kind of wish the tail came off. I don't know why it's not coming off. I did try and remove it last night, and I realised that it wasn't going to come off. I don't know if the previous owner glued it on. It never mentioned anything like that on the eBay listing, so I do presume it is stuck on for good, and that's what it's like with every Scorpion. If I'm wrong, if you can remove it, let me know down in the comment section below, because as you maybe noticed when I was introducing all those other villains to compare this guy to, just for storage purposes, you know, I take the tentacles off, the wings off, it's just a lot easier. I wish I could take the stinger off here and be able to store this guy a bit more easier, but you know, whatever, it's a minor gripe. Let me know what you guys think of this figure down in the comment section below. While you're down there, guys, if you could do me a massive favour, as always, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'll leave the link to my Instagram down in the description below, where I'll definitely be posting a lot of pictures of this Scorpion fighting Spider-Man up on there, so feel free to check that out. And feel free to hop on over to the channel page as well, because there are plenty of other Marvel Legends reviews up on there. It'd mean a lot to me if you can check that out, and it means a lot to me that you've watched this video right here, so thank you guys so much, and as always, I'll catch yous on the flip-flop later. Cheers.